Hi there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and I have a really cute bay window card for you today that we're going to make together. But first, I just want to go over some business stuff. So I'd hate for someone to say, well, Kathy didn't tell me that, and then I think, ooh, yikes, I should have told you that, so now I'm going to just tell you. But there's like 4 or 5 things real quick that I need to go over with you. First thing, paper pumpkin. April's kit. It's called So Cool. You got to subscribe. Have your subscription all set up before April 10th to get April's kit. And I'm going to just read a couple things that to me sold me on how cute and how fun this kit's going to be. It says includes enough supplies to make 12 fresh, fun-shaped cards with coordinating envelopes. That's great. And then it says it's vivid watercolor images, 2 matching sticker sheets, and a stamp set with sentiments that the entire family can use all year long. Now there's other stuff on there. It's all good for all ages. It coordinates with the ice cream suite that's in the mini catalog. I don't know, it was sold with just a little flyer. So if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, just make sure that you sign up Friday or Saturday at the latest. Yes, that's April 10th for Paper Pumpkin. Okay, another thing I want to share with you is my Stamp a Greeting class. Now today was supposed to be the last day that you can purchase the kits or the Stamp a Greeting class. I guess, I don't know if it's called a class, but anyway, my Stamp a Greeting is 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. I send you all the cardstock embellishments and ribbon, and then you supply a stamp set, a little bit of ink and adhesives, and then I send you a link to a video, and you watch that video on YouTube at your own leisure, and then make the cards. And then I do send out a printout with the kit that has the measurements and pictures of all the cards. So I'll have those available until they sell out. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how many I have left, but if you're interested in the Stamp a Greeting, leave me a message, shoot me an email, or something. Okay, and if you're on Facebook, if you go to the About, I think it says up there in the About, you can find my blog and my YouTube channel, and there's a video there that explains the Stamp a Greeting a little bit better. Or you could go to my blog and in the search bar put Stamp a Greeting, and you should be able to find it there too. Okay, and if you're on YouTube, you'll find it down below in the description. So hey, while I'm at it, if you're on Facebook, if you would like, share my page, I would really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, if you subscribe and click that bell so you see future videos, I would really appreciate that too. Let's go on to the next thing. So I hope you know that the annual catalog with Stampin' Up! Only has like a month left. It's hard to believe, but the annual catalog is almost finished, this one. And so there is a retirement list out there. I've noticed things starting to disappear. You can't get them anymore. So if you're interested in stuff in this catalog, be sure and get on Stampin' Up's website or on my online store and check out all the stuff that you can still get, because if it's on your wish list, okay? There's a lot of stuff on the retired list that's not carrying forward. There's a lot of stuff that is carrying forward too, so that's a good thing. But then, and the last thing that I want to chat with you about is the starter kit or join Stampin' Up, which is the same thing. If you buy the starter kit, you become a demonstrator or you join the Stampin' Up family. And of course, I would love to have you on my team. But the reason I want to point out now is a great time to join or buy the starter kit, because you can actually get items out of 3 different catalogs in your starter kit. So let me explain. The starter kit is a $99. You get all your business supplies. They throw in a Paper Pumpkin kit, and you get $125 worth of product of your choice, like I said, out of 3 different catalogs right now. So out of this catalog, you can get whatever's left out of this catalog. Of course, you can order from the mini catalog, right? That goes till the end of June or while supplies last on some things. And then there's the new annual catalog. Now Stampin' Up! Gives us demonstrators a list of items that we can pre-order from the new catalog. So you could even pre-order some of that stuff in your starter kit. Like I said, your starter kit is $99. You get the $125 worth of product, all your business supplies, a paper pumpkin, and free shipping. Now you do have to pay your tax, but it's a pretty good deal. The starter kit is a really good deal, and so now you know, because I told you, and that's my 5 things. I'm not gonna keep talking because we're gonna start making the card, but that's my sales pitch right there. And if you have any questions, you leave a comment, you send me an email, I'll answer all I can. And if I can't answer them right away, I'll find out an answer for you. Okay, let's go to today's card. So today's card is a bay window card. I saw Rachel Tessman did this card, and then she said she copied it from a Maria somebody. But I'll try to find Rachel's link, and I'll put that below in my description on my YouTube channel, so you can see her card too. And I was all excited because we were going to use the Whale Suite. And now I've had so much fun playing with the Whale Suite. It's on 95 and 96. Well, I guess 94 to 96 of your annual catalog. It has all these cool products. And I'm like, yay, I checked the bundle, which is the stamp set and the punch are still available. In fact, these two, so you know, are carrying through to the next catalog. However, they won't be a bundle anymore. So if you have the whale punch, which I can't, there you go, the whale punch and the stamp set on your wish list, be sure and get them now so you get that 10% off as getting them in a bundle, because that won't be available in the next catalog. And then they have the cute little sequins. Now these are still available even at a little bit of a discount. And then also in this suite there is the sheer pool party ribbon, which I was excited. This is carrying forward into the next catalog. And then here's the sad part. So then there's also in this suite the seabed embossing folder. Now this is not carrying forward. This is on the retired list. And then there's the designer series paper. Now this is the sad part. The designer series paper has already sold out. I think this is what's left of 4 packs of designer series paper. I have used this paper like no other. And when I saw Rachel do this bay card, I thought it would look really cute with this suite, especially the designer series paper. And then I found out like a half hour ago that it's sold out. And I almost changed my mind and didn't do the bay window, but I had already set everything up to go. And so you can find some other designer series paper or make your own with the stamp sets that are in the stamps that are in the stamp set. There you go, Kathy. Come on. So let's go ahead and get started. And I told you, right, that all the measurements and the scoring, everything is going to be on my blog, the Be Creative with Kathy. So if I tell you something here, you might want to double check there just to make sure that I have it right. Okay, so this piece, this is just a piece of pretty peacock. It's half, so it's 4 1/4 this by 11, and we're going to score this piece first. Let's get this out of the way. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored because we're going to score a bunch on here. Let's see if you can see it there. And I'm going to bring in my cheat sheet here. So the first score we're going to do is at 3/8 of an inch. Now 4/8 is a 1/4 inch, is a 1/2 inch, sorry. So we're going to score at right in front of the 1/2 inch, a little right there. And then 1 7/8. And then 3 5/8. Let me move this little marker. I probably should have put my markers in there to mark my place. But 5/8 is just 1 past the 3 1/2. And then 5 1/8. And then 5 1/2. Okay, so let me tell you those again. So it was 3/8, 1 7/8, 3 5/8, 5 1/8, and then 5 1/2. Okay, and like I said, those would be on my blog. So if you didn't get them, don't worry about it. You can go there and check them out later. Okay, so I'm going to just fold, in that half first. Now, did you notice I like the bumps on my score lines to be on the inside of my card? So I turned it over, and now I'm going to just make sure these line up nice and fold along those score lines. And I'm trying to make sure my cardstock lines up top to bottom, and then that way it's straight You don't want a crooked card. Well, except, and this one here, I'm gonna fold back this way. Like that one. Really, this one we should fold back too. But we're gonna glue that down so it doesn't really matter. There we go. Okay, so now we have our card base, just like that. Let's cut our designer series paper. Before I cut my design, I want to show you that the little whales here, this is part of the designer series paper that I'm sorry it sold out. And I was able to use the punch and punch those out with a couple different patterns of designer series paper. So that's where I got my whales. You could also use the stamp set and just punch a whale out, stamp him and punch him with the punch. Excuse me, but that's what we're going to use. And then we're going to use this sheet of designer series paper for today's project. I'm bringing my paper trimmer here, and I want to cut this, and I want to be 5.5 inches. It's going to be landscape. There we go. So I want to make sure I'm going to cut off to 4 1/8. So I have the 6-inch side up here, and at 4 1/8, I'm going to just cut that off. And I'm going to save this part. This is what we're going to decorate the envelope with later. I hope I have an envelope here with me. I thought I did. Darn it, maybe I'll go get one real quick. And then I have to decide, do I want to use this, because we're going to cut a little bit of designer series paper off, so I need to decide if I want this side of the designer series paper on my card or this side. And for some reason I really like this white coral, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to cut from this side. Now, so we know that we need to cut one piece 1 3/8, one piece 1 5/8 to fit in these panels, and this is 1 3/8 again. So the first one I'm going to cut at 1 3/8 and just cut a strip. You know when you're cutting designer series paper and I'm just praying in my head that I have it cut right. But there, so I'm going to set that so it stays in the right order. And then this one, we're going to cut it 1 5/8, which is one past the 1/2, and cut that one. And then we need a piece 1 3/8 again. So right in front of the 1/2 inch. Okay. And then this piece here we're going to use to decorate the blocker. I don't know what that piece is called, but we'll use that in just a little bit. So I have my designer series paper all lined up. This is where we keep our fingers crossed, make sure I cut it right. But look, they fit in here. Yep, I did good. Looky there. Just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just glue those down. Oh shoot, you know what? I meant to put some more tape runner, a refill in there, because I think I'm out. Oh, no, I have a little bit more. Let's see how far we can go before I run out of tape. And then, do you see, I put it upside down. Happy Monday. Okay, I have it the right way this time. I'm going to center it between those score lines, my first panel. And then go ahead with my second panel. And then the third panel here. Okay, so I have those in there pretty straight, just like that. And then this panel, the first little panel here by this fold line, I want to glue that down. So I'm going to take some liquid glue. And boy, this is a new bottle. We'll see how he's stuck. He's this kind of bottle that's going to either come flying out all at once and we're going to have too much glue, or I'm going to have to go to my, oh, there he comes. I told you he's got a lot going on here. Because I only want to keep the glue there. I'm going to let that dry for just a second before I put it down so it doesn't gush everywhere. While I'm doing that, hold on, I'm going to grab an envelope real quick. We'll let that Tombow set a little bit while we decorate the envelope. And because I'm going to put glue all over, I'm going to use my first my grid paper to line up my designer series paper and get it straight, and then I'm going to use my silicone mat so I don't get any tape on my work surface. I'm going to lay my paper like this, and I'm going to get my envelope straight here with one of these lines on my grid paper, so I can get my designer series paper, because just a little bit short, and when you lay it here on your paper, it's going to have a gap here, and I want to make sure that it's straight, so I'll make sure I line it up with this designer, or these grid paper lines here, and that way we know it's straight, because this is, but watch. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape here on my envelope, and I want to get it as close as I can to the edge. And since it's going through the mail, I'm going to kind of overdo it a little bit, and then down here. And then on my designer series paper at the top here, I'm going to put it all the way across the top. So then, because I want to make sure I cover my whole envelope, make sure my envelope is straight with the grid lines, and then make sure my designer series paper is straight. And I'm looking at the grid lines on my paper. Oh, but look, it's got to go down a little bit more. Yikes. So it covers the tip of my envelope. But there we go. Now I think it's straight. Okay, and put that down. So now we have, and it's, yeah, it's straight. No, it's not. Close enough. All right, I tried. It worked when I practice. I think it's because I'm on video and I get nervous and I try to hurry when I should take my time. But I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. So take your time, get your envelope straight, but look how cute that is on the back of your envelope. Even a little crooked, it still looks okay. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and glue this down at that glue set so it won't mush out. It'll just be really sticky. And then we have the front of our card. Okay, so let's do some stamping now. Bring in that stamp set. We're going to need the words that say, what does it say? Hoping all your birthday fishes come true. I want to bring in this "You're kind of a big deal." I am going to put some of this seaweed on, the long seaweed on there, and a little bit of the short seaweed. And then the little fish. Boy, there's a lot of them, huh? Some of this what I call dirt. Oh, here's a littler stamp. Well, that's a big stamp for a little, big block for a little stamp. And then last, I'm going to bring in that little seahorse. And I think that's all the stamps that, yes, that I'm going to use. All of them. So for the inside, since we've glued this edge down, my inside piece is 5 inches by 4 inches. And it's going to fit in there. And I'm going to worry about the border here less than the border here. Because when you open it, it's going to look like it's tucked in there. But it's going to look about like that. Now on my sample card, if you notice when you tuck that card behind there, and it stands up like that, if this showing here bothers you, make sure you move yours over a little bit. Now it doesn't bother me, so I'm going to just stamp my inside wherever, because that little bit like that does not bother me at all. I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat, so I have some cushion with those photopolymer stamps and the grid paper, so I don't get anything on my Pierce mat. Let's start with, and I put all my inks away. Here they are. Okay. And I'm going to just, I have a bunch of inks that match the designer series paper, so we'll just go with what goes, and I'll tell you what colors as we go along. So this is Pretty Peacock, and with the Pretty Peacock, I'm going to stamp that large grass, seaweed, just on this edge, and a little bit on this edge, just to decorate the inside of our card. And then also on a piece of scrap paper, this, I'm going to stamp the words, hoping all your birthday fishes come true. I'm also going to stamp that "You're kind of a big deal" on the inside. Well, I don't need this for this part. And I think that's all the Pretty Peacock that we need. Now I'm going to bring in some Granny Apple Green and stamp that little seaweed. just a couple places. Give it some character and some bright colors. Oh, and I forgot my grid paper, but I think I did okay. And then I'm going to quickly, using my chamois, wash that little seaweed, because I'm going to use it again now with some crumb cake ink. Bring in that crumb cake, and I do need my grid paper on this one. And I'm going to put a little bit of ground here under my seaweed so it doesn't look like it's floating by turning that seaweed sideways and just run it like this along the bottom. So now I have that little bit of ground below my seaweed. Same thing over here. And then, oh, and look, I got stains. I'll have to cover that up with something on the corner of my ink or my stamp. Then with just a little bit of gravel. And there we go. Okay, then since I've made a little boo-boo here, I'm going to bring in that pretty peacock and a little seahorse. I might have to turn him over and just put a couple little seahorses there at the bottom. That'd be good. Cover up my little mistake there. Excuse me. Okay, then I'm also going to bring in, I'm going to bring in some pumpkin pie here. And those little fish. I'm going to practice because I think, yeah, they go this way. I'm going to put a little bit of fish up here. A little spool of fish, I should say, not a little bit of fish, right there and right there. Then on my designer series paper here, I'm going to place my whale about here and my greeting about here. So I'm going to add some fish here. I think that'll look pretty good. And then maybe a few fish up here at the top, and then a few down here, just to give my designer series paper some more character. Okay, now I think that I am all done stamping. Okay, and a list of supplies, all those colors that I just used, that will be on my blog too, so you don't have to worry about keeping track of that. So another product that is my all-time favorite that just came out in the mini catalog is the double oval punch. And I'm excited to tell you this is carrying through to the next catalog, and it's finally available. It has been on back order forever, and now you can get it at my online store. So I'm going to punch this out with the oval part of the punch, and you notice I have it pretty far to the left because I'm going to add a little embellishment to the right side. And then with just some pretty peacock, I'm going to punch out that top oval that has that, I don't think it's quite scalloped, but it has a little bit of character to it like that. So let's go ahead and put our ovals together. And I'll be honest with you, I really struggle with this part, getting those ovals straight, so I just barely lay it down there and then just kind of move it around until it looks straight, and then I add the pressure, like that. So then I'm going to bring in these little things. These are the resin hearts. They're also in the mini catalog, and believe it or not, they're supposed to become available this week. So sometime very soon, they will be back in my online store. They have been on back order for a while. But we're going to just put a little heart there in the corner. Look how cute those little resin hearts are. We'll put dimensionals on the back of these. Now on my whale, he's going to be in the middle of my panel, so it doesn't matter where his dimensionals are. I'm going to just put him in the middle here of my whale and place him, look how cute, just about right there. Then with my greeting now, I want to put it here, but I don't want to stick him down to all the panels. I only want to stick him down to this middle panel, so I'm going to do that by, and take my dimensional, and I'm going to lay it right here next to that score line. And then the other one, make sure I put it on the right side. Whoop, I'm going to put it on the side over here. Take those backs off. Now when I go to lay my greeting onto my card, I think that looks good right there. I'll have a dimensional close over here, and I know he's set pretty good right there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on the inside too. Look, and I made it through my whole bit. Well, almost. We have one more thing to tape before I ran out of tape. Okay, and we'll put this on the inside. Like I said, I'm going to worry about the 3 edges here to make sure it looks straight. Can you see that? Yep. Like that. Okay. And then real quick, we need to make this little stopper. That's what it's called. I don't think I called it a stopper before. And I'm going to use that Designer Series paper and a piece of thick white paper. So I have it like this. And in fact, I think I'm going to put my little seahorse attached to this paper here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that part just attached to, I'm going to put it down. Wait, I changed my mind. I'm going to put some more tape on there, because I'm going to cut this out with a die, but I want it to be a little bit more sturdy than just a piece of Designer Series paper. So let me cut that. Like I said, this is thick white, so now it's really sturdy. And then I'm going to bring in my little die cut machine here and my plates. I'm going to go ahead and use my number 1 and my number 2 plate. And then these are the stitched nestle dies. Now I'm really sad to report these are on the retiring list. So if these are on your wish list, make sure you get them now. I don't know how much longer those will be available. But I'm going to just go like this and maybe trim off or about there. And I'm guessing, because I'm going to have my seahorse's tail just barely touching that plant life at the bottom. And then run that through my die cut machine. And this, I think I told you, right, was the smallest of the nestle dies. Set them aside. Take that paper out. That's the cool thing about the, look what I did. Thank goodness I'm pretty. He's only half covered. I should have covered him more with the paper. Let's just do one more time. Let's go through there one more time, because I'm gonna, now he just won't be. You ever have days like that? He needs to be totally covered here. Whoops, redo. Do as Kathy says, not as Kathy does. I'm gonna cut it out this way. He just won't be on Plant Life, because I need the whole thing to be covered with the white, not just a little section. Yeah. Pretend like that didn't happen. Figures. That's exactly something I would do. Okay, try again. Run it through our little emboss machine here, little die cut machine. Let me get a... I just have to laugh because dang. Okay, this time please just work. Nope. Why is my little machine... I gotta get them layered right. Let me try this again. Nothing like problems. Okay. Now, drum roll. I need a drum roll from everybody to make. Look, and look how simple it was. Do you think that's operator error? I kind of do. I'm gonna go back through again just to make sure that I got through both of those layers now. Okay. There, that one's for the blooper books right there. There, now I have a little piece that is covered with the whole thing on white, so he's very sturdy. Let me put this back in here. And then I'm going to stamp. Now, since it's a photopolymer stamp, I can see through to make sure I place my little seahorse on that little tiny stopper. Ink him up good. Put your head in the camera and just stamp him down right there. I don't even think I got my head in the camera. And look how cute that is for a little stopper. Okay, now I'm done stamping. Let's put some dimensionals on the back of him. And now, because I want to tuck my paper under there, I'm going to use mini dimensionals right down the center. That way he lays, so he's not cattywampus. I don't know if that's the proper term, but he's going to lay flat. And yet I still have the edge here to put my paper underneath there. Bring the card back in, and as close to the edge as I can. I'm going to place my little seahorse. And then he becomes a stopper, so you can set the card up on the desk like that. And look how cute that is. Isn't that not the cutest card ever? I was so excited to show it with you, what you could do with the Designer Series paper. So hopefully you have already purchased some Designer Series paper. Or you can make your own Designer Series paper using the stamp set. Or maybe you have another Designer Series paper that does a scene like this that would look really cute as the bay window card. Alrighty, there you go. Thanks for watching and putting up with me. If you have any questions, be sure and leave a comment, and I'll see you back here on Friday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.